And at 4 o'clock today, there's live racing from the Punchestown Festival with the featured race, the Gold Cup. Now, Fran comes clean with Alice on Shortland Street.
I always knew you were selfish. I just never realised how petty you actually are.
That's rich coming from a woman who can't even bring herself to touch her own child.
Oh, that's better.
Fran, what are you doing? I really don't think you should be doing this.
Oh, you should tell me what to do with my granddaughter.
She needs the incubator, you know that.
A little bit of attention, that's what she needs. She's been crying out for it. Yes, you have. It's not nice all alone lonesome in that thing, is it? No, it's not.
No, she's not herself.
Put Kelly down, please.
All right, if you're going to gang up on me.
There we go.
What were you thinking? She's sick enough already without you making things worse. What's going on?
Well, ask your friend here. She's the expert. Get out of your way, Charlotte.
Shouldn't you be at home?
You're still here.
Yeah, I'm not on bereavement leave.
I can mope just as well here as I can at home. The kids don't need any help in that department either.
Fair enough. I thought you should know I've passed on a lead to Detective Gardner, a guy called Don Lennox.
What about him?
Just his name and a few previous convictions. That's all I know for sure.
And that makes him a prime suspect?
Oh, someone gave me a tip-off. I thought it was worth pursuing.
Someone?
Doesn't matter.
What sort of reaction did you get from Robin Gardner?
She didn't exactly race for the Batmobile.
Slow and steady seems to be the philosophy. They'll get there.
Yeah, in their own sweet time.
Meanwhile, in other news, did you see this morning's business section?
Didn't get past the front page.
Check out the Scotspear share price.
Well, that's cheered my day up.
And what's the first thing to go?
John Granger.
The second thing then, their sponsorship here.
I'd have thought you'd be glad to see the back of them.
I am, and I'd be out celebrating if I didn't have to find a replacement.
Any prospects?
Beringer Pharmaceutical. I got a few of their top execs coming through tomorrow.
Oh, that was quick.
Yeah, look, it'd really help if you and Sarah could spare a few minutes to meet them. The more bright, shiny HODs to get to shake their hand, the better.
Yeah, sure. And you should go home. We won't be so bright and shiny yourself.
Well, it's not like I'm going to get a good night's sleep. There haven't been too many of those lately.
You okay?
Yeah, fine.
It's just that I seem to be doing all the talking. I'll do that if you let me, but even I'll get bored eventually.
I'm sorry, I'm just a bit tired.
I'm not surprised. On your feet all day, being an angel of mercy, working miracles.
Hardly.
You talked to Sonia Ludlam. Next thing, her husband saying yes to his daughter's organ donation. That counts as a miracle in my book.
I think they would have got there anyway. You know, Sonia just needed a bit of a push to talk to her husband again.
Well, thank you, again. We're not supposed to admit it, but most of us doctors would be next to useless without you nurses.
I've seen you in theatre, remember? I think you're underrating yourself.
Oh, well, hello. What's this?
Dinner?
Oh, nice to see you've set your sights high this time, Tanya.
I don't know who I'm being compared to, but I'll take that as a compliment anyway.
Well, you should.
Kieran's in the bar if that's who you're looking for.
Thanks. Have a nice dinner.
Has she always been like that?
Nosy?
Protective.
That's the polite way of putting it.
I'm trying to imagine you two as kids.
Oh, we had Maya to stop us from killing each other. She was always the peacemaker.
What did you fight about?
Anything and everything. That was the good thing about being on the orchard, though. We could always get away from each other.
I didn't realise you were a country girl.
Waikato. I hated it. It's funny that, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really appreciate what you've got. I remember this huge paddock of long grass and hiding there whenever I'd done something wrong. And Dad, He built this most amazing little tree hut. I'm sorry, you didn't ask for my life story.
Well, it doesn't mean I don't want to hear it. You'd better start from the beginning.
Honestly, that woman, she's bad enough trying to tell Alice how to live her life, and they're not even related. Imagine what she'd be like as a mother-in-law.
Trust me, if I can handle Libby, I can handle Yvonne.
Why would you want to? She's poison.
Hello again. Please don't run away.
Alice, what can I get you?
Nothing, thanks. I've got what I came for.
Fine, excuse me.
So, how was Kelly when you left her?
Hanging in there. Good of you to ask, since you nearly killed her.
I did no such thing.
Mum, she can't regulate her own body heat. She has to be kept at a constant temperature.
Well, a little bit of warmth from her grandmother wouldn't hurt her.
I know you're not that stupid. So I'm going to ask you again. Are you taking your medication?
Yes. Gosh, how many times do you have to be told?
I don't believe you. Mum, look me in the eye. Look at me. When did you take your last pill?
A couple of months ago, maybe longer, I can't be sure.
What?
I didn't need them anymore.
Oh, really? What doctor told you that?
I don't need a doctor to tell me whether or not I'm happy.
It's not about being happy or not.
Isn't it? Well, I think it is. You see, because finally I meet a man I want to be with who by some small miracle actually wants me. You don't know what those drugs are like. Honestly, like, you're never really there for somebody. It's like waving through fog sometimes, and Andre deserves better, and so do I.
You're deluded. You have to take your medication whether you like it or not.
And you wonder why I didn't tell you. You see, you couldn't just be pleased for me, could you? Oh, no. Everyone's allowed a bit of happiness except mad old Fran.
Is everything all right?
No. But I'm getting used to that.
Gerald, any sign of our guests?
Oh, yes, I was just calling you.
Good, thank you. All right, let's put on a smile and off we go. Good morning. I'm Callum Mackay. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Callum, good to see you again. Chris, Dr. Potts. This is Ken Bradshaw, Behringer's head of marketing.
We spoke on the phone.
We did.
My 2IC, David Mullen.
Nice to meet you.
2IC.
That's right. That would make me CEO. I don't blame you for looking confused. The press release hasn't gone out yet.
I've been looking for you.
I haven't been hiding.
How was the rest of dinner?
Great. Tell Kieran that new dessert menu is evil. I couldn't resist.
You know what I mean. How was Ethan?
Oh, I couldn't resist him either. I let him have his wicked way with me, right there on the table.
As if he's too much of a gentleman. Your previous boyfriend, on the other hand?
Keep banging on about Kingy and I'll start to think you fancy him.
Oh, please. If I didn't have Kieran, I'd race you for Ethan, though, if you ask me. He's a keeper.
Did I ask you?
Well, pardon me for taking an interest.
What's this about Ethan?
I had dinner with him last night. Do you have a problem with that?
No, not as long as you know who you're competing with him for, and I don't mean Libby.
Who?
Did I ever finish telling you the story of my date with Ethan and Brooke grilling me the next day about whether I slept with him?
No, you didn't. Do you think there's something going on between Ethan and Brooke?
I'm totally sure there is.
Most of this will be familiar to you, John. And then, of course, there's Chris's new Surgical Research and Development Unit.
That's all very cutting edge.
And no pun intended.
There's a lot of very sharp objects in this room. Much more of this, and Granger will end up with one of them in his back.
Moving right along, next port of call is the primary care clinic.
I might have to leave you here. I'm needed in ED.
Of course.
It's good to see you again, Dr. Potts, and in less fraught circumstances than last time. Don't worry, I'm not one to bear a grudge.
This way, gentlemen.
You can rebrand yourself all you like. Behringer's marketing department won't be any good to you when the truth comes out. And it will. I'll see to that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Can I have a word? Yeah, sure. John Granger has jumped ship for another drug company. He's turned up at Shortland Street, like he doesn't have a care in the world.
So the police haven't got to him yet?
And I wonder if they're going to go anywhere near Don Lennox.
You gave him the name then?
Yeah, for all the good it'll do, which is what I wanted to talk to you about. Where do I find him?
Oh, Lennox?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you.
You couldn't or you won't?
Chris, you don't want to go near the guy, trust me. Just let the police do their jobs. Hi, Tracy.
Hi.
I'm guessing you still have some friends in the police force.
1 or 2? Why?
I'm trying to track someone down, a known criminal, name of Don Lennox. He works as a mechanic, apparently.
Have you tried the phone book? It's where all the best detectives usually start.
No listing, but I'm sure he'll be in a police computer somewhere.
Probably.
I'm asking for a favour.
Yeah, I got that. What exactly do you want from this guy?
If it was something dodgy, do you think I'd be bringing it up with an ex-cop? Please, you just have to take my word for it. It's very important.
Oh, sure, I can make a couple of calls.
Well, that's all I'm asking. Thank you.
You didn't call last night.
Did I say what?
I thought you might. But no, you were too busy whining and dining Tanya Jeffries. Nurses gossiped. I hear all sorts of things.
That wasn't a secret.
Did you go home with her?
Didn't the grapevine tell you that, but no, I didn't go home with her. It was a simple thank you dinner, that's all.
Now, what would you have to thank Tanya for, I wonder?
It was a work thing. I could waste 10 minutes explaining it to you, or you could take a giant leap of faith and believe me when I say there's no reason to be jealous.
As if it would be?
Exactly. We're better than that. Have you seen your good friend Chris lately?
Oh, no, who's jealous?
Hardly. I might need you to get me back in his good books.
Why?
If I knew the way his mind works, I'd be able to tell you. I think he feels threatened by me, professionally.
I think you've got a lot of catching up to do before you'll be snapping at Chris Warner's heels.
I know that. He's decided to come down hard on me anyway.
Well, what am I supposed to do about it?
I'll let you know when I've thought of something.
And more importantly, what's in it for me?
I'll make it worth your while. Dinner tonight at my place. How's that for a start?
I'll have to go home and get changed first.
Of course. We couldn't be seen leaving work together. Not the way nurses gossip.
Call me. Hey.
Damn. 5 minutes earlier, we could have coffee together. I have to go in a minute.
That's okay. After last night, I don't think we have much left to talk about.
Oh, I'm sure there are still a few chapters of the Tanya Jeffries story I haven't heard yet.
Maybe.
Maybe we need another dinner.
What would Brooke have to say about that?
Brooke's a good friend, but she doesn't get to vote on who I have dinner with.
A friend. That's it.
Friend and colleague? What are you doing on the weekend?
Alice is still settling in. I think I might just stick around and keep her company.
One night next week, then. See ya.
I don't suppose Fran's shown her face again? I thought she might be back to apologise.
You don't know my mother very well.
I can see she's got a stubborn streak. You had to get it from somewhere, I guess.
There's stubborn and then there's stupid. She took herself off her meds about 3 months ago. She's in the middle of some sort of manic phase. Just what I need.
I hope she's all right.
So do I. I can't waste any more time looking for her.
Of course, you want to be here. How was the little one?
No worse than she was, according to the nurses. They're monitoring her pretty closely.
No harm done then. That's a relief.
If anything happens to her, we'll know who to blame, won't we?
What can I do for you?
Looking for Don Lennox?
Do I know you?
Don't believe we've had the pleasure. Name's Chris. A mate told me you're one of the best.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I keep hearing this weird rattling noise whenever I'm driving. It's been bugging me for days.
You get back. I'll be right. It's the sort of job that Dillsy bugger should be doing. But I wouldn't trust him with a car like this. You don't get too many of these in here. But I'm thinking on my way around.
Got the message last time. If you're here to drink, then fine. But if you're here to argue, you're wasting your time.
You're getting a bit too cocky for your own good, mate. Don't say I didn't warn you.
I can handle myself.
Hope you can. You won't be getting any more help from me.
What'll it be? Beer, wine, something from the top shelf?
Message from King. Have you cleared that 25 grand yet?
In one day. Who does he think I am?
Well, you better get on with it. I'll be bringing you the next lot real soon.
I told you last time there's not going to be a next
I thought we weren't going to argue. Give me a beer, will you?
You sure your mind's not playing tricks with you?
Don't think so.
Who was it who gave you my name anyway? You never said.
A guy called John Granger.
Never heard of him. That doesn't mean he hasn't been through the place, though. We've been that busy lately.
Your name came up with another work colleague, too. Douglas Kirkwood.
Not ringing any bells. You sure you got the right mechanic?
Starting to wonder.
I'll tell you what, mate. Bring her back in a couple of days. I'll give her a decent going over. I can't do anything before then.
Oh, I appreciate that. What do I owe you?
We'll stick it on your bill next time, eh?
Okay. Thank you.
What did you say your name was again?
Chris. Chris Warner.
See you, mate.
Same again. Don't worry, I'll be bringing you some business real soon.
So what? You can't even say hello to me now?
What's the point?
If you're trying to hurt me even more, it's working.
You don't get it.
Kingy, wait. Think about you all the time.
There's nothing much I can do about that except get out of your way.
I know you think about me too. Tell me you don't.
Yeah. I think about you. I think about what would happen to you if you got mixed up with a mongrel like me.
You're too hard on yourself.
A relationship with me is a relationship with the Whitehouse. The sooner that sinks in, the better off you'll be.
Yeah, well, it doesn't have to be like that, does it?
Tans, those guys own me.
Okay, so they're paying your way through law school. All right, but that doesn't mean that they control you.
When you make a pact with the devil, you don't get to rewrite the terms. You hearing me? You should have had the sense to back off ages ago. Well, now, I'm doing it for you.
What do we got?
Multiple stab wounds up her body. His name is Lewis, and that's all we can get out of her.
Who went for him? Any witnesses?
Yeah, they reckon it was Whitetails.
That makes sense. Some sort of turf war.
Lovely. I'll call Chris. This guy needs surgery.
Ever been to Le Gavroche?
I'm sorry?
The restaurant. Very good by all accounts.
Oh, yeah. So I've heard.
Or we could just do fish and chips on the beach. Any night next week. Take your pick.
Ethan, I think I'm going to have to get back to you on that one, okay?
Have I done something to put you off?
No.
Oh, you're on here? Good. A patient has sustained multiple stab wounds and has lost a lot of blood. He's lucky to be alive once again. We have the Whitetails to thank for keeping us busy. First task, stop the bleeding.
I don't care if he's busy. Tell him it's Fran Piper.
Right. Well, I'm not sure whether that'll swing it, but I will try.
Alice Piper's mother. Well, doesn't that count for anything anymore?
Hi. Sorry. Fran Piper is here, and she's very keen to see you as soon as possible. I'll ask. Medical or social?
Medical, and tell him I can't wait all day.
She would like an appointment as soon as possible. All right, I'll tell her. He can see you in 10 minutes. So if you'd like to take a seat, and he will come and find you. Thank you, Gerald. No, don't mention it, Gerald.
Fran, you get around, don't you? Shall I give Alice a call? Tell her that you're here? I know that she's worried about you.
There's nothing wrong with me. I've told her that, but my word's not good enough. TK will set her straight. She'll listen to him.
You've got an appointment with him?
Yeah, had to scream the house down to get one mind. She called that boy's useless.
TK will get you sorted. Make sure you tell him that you've stopped taking your medication.
Oh, she's been blabbing about that already, has she? Oh, that didn't take long.
She's only got your best interests at heart, and so have I.
Well, I wonder who else she's told. Well, I can just hear her now laughing behind my back. I know what she's like.
You're wrong. I can't remember the last time I saw Alice laugh about anything.
It's not surprising the year she's had.
Doesn't bear thinking about, does it?
So why won't she let me help her? I'm a mum, for God's sake. I mean, I may not be much of one, but I'm the only one she's got.
Doesn't matter what you do for your kids. It never seems like enough, does it?
It's all right for you. You seem to get on all right with your lot. Alice doesn't even want to know me.
She wants you to get well. That's what she wants. You can't look after her unless you look after yourself first. TK will tell you that. I'm sure he will.
She said it to my face once, you know. I don't know how old she was, but, like, old enough to know what she was saying. She said, I wish you weren't my mum. You know, I've never forgotten it.
Kids say things they don't mean all the time. Half the time I think they get it off the telly.
Oh, yeah, that'd be my fault too. Plonking her in front of the telly for hours on end. Well, it made a better parent than I ever did.
You did your best. A woman on her own? That's hard. If Alice doesn't appreciate that now, she soon will. She's in a bad way.
Fran can go to hell for all I care.
She's sick. She didn't know what she was doing. You have to tell yourself that and try and be positive. She should be seeing TK any minute now. If anyone can get her back on her meds, he can. He could charm the birds out of the trees. Fran will be fine. Kelly will too, you'll see.
You just missed Dr. Dawson.
Oh. What did he have to say?
She's getting worse. They think it's pneumonia.
Looking good.
Another unit of blood, please, Tony.
Yeah, just keep reading my mind like that, will you? Saves time.
I'll do my best. Ready to start closing them up?
Now you're just showing off. Seriously, though, nice work, everyone. But we're not home safe yet. BP?
101/58.
Okay, let's go.